better.
That didn't used to do that. That's actually really cool. This is fantastic.
It's not really that great.
I love everything about how easy that is.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
My camera is like right in front of the left box, so I couldn't see you at all. Let's see.
Oh shit! It's in front of your screen.
Yeah, because I don't actually have a tripod here. So what I have is the Osmo. Got the old DJI set up there.
Right.
We don't have enough tripods, so.
That's true. You need one of these. Needs one of these Photo Pro minis.
I do. I honestly thought that. I was like, shit, where is my tripod? And then I realized the one that I bought, it's got like a crappy, like little base that you have to use that base. And I'm like, nah, I'm good.
They're assholes for that. Welcome back, everybody. Bourbon junkies. Wife had COVID this week.
Dan's had a day into
a
day and a half into a week.
I think it's been probably, what do you think, 2 months?
Of days?
When's the first meeting I had with Patrick? I feel like that's when everything kind of spiraled. You know what? It was actually when we got back from Arizona. No, it was when we got back from Arizona.
I thought it was when me and Gabby left on vacations when you had your first meeting with him. Because you messaged me and said, I don't want to ruin your trip. Yes, Pepper.
Okay. Maybe it was then.
September 30th, give or take?
There's an echo, somebody says. Dan is a little echo.
Do you only have one input? I hear nothing. I don't think that's the right input.
That would make sense.
Yeah. So you're probably using the camera body like I was. Apparently that's default somehow. Oh, yeah.
Try that.
Oh, that's a lot better.
Hey, Sean and I are actual professionals.
Wrong way. There we go.
Yeah. Sean, listen, when we got in, all I could hear was Sean's like sump pump or something running, and I'm like,
oh, really?
No way you're on that mic right now.
No.
It's just quiet out here, so unfortunately.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Bourbon Junkies. We're actively trying not to give Sean COVID right before he has a child. So
yeah.
I don't have COVID. I took another test today.
Yeah.
Don't have it yet. I'll have it in 2 days when it's the least opportune time.
Yeah, I wish if you were just going to get it, it would just be done and done.
I told Ricky,
move on.
I said, if you want to pass this on 2 days, 3 days ago, I'm in.
That was the time.
I'm here for it.
Yep. Because we have things to shoot before the end of December.
We're just sexing through COVID too. If we both got it, you know what I mean? Oh, dude. We got nothing better going on. We're watching we're literally Netflix and chilling all day.
No energy though.
That's all. I can figure that out. You know what I mean? Gosh.
There's Cialis for that.
Yeah, true.
Okay, thank you, Pepper.
Thad, they're not together. Are they breaking up?
Yeah.
We're not like the other Michigan YouTube channels, some would say.
Okay, good.
Sound engineer in the castle. Listen, Sean and I are going to figure it out. Holy congrats, Sean. Hope everything goes smoothly. Yeah, Sean's having a baby.
I'm not. I'll be there.
So he might. None of us know yet.
I'm going to have a heart attack before then.
Yeah, that's fair. I can't have babies. Garrett said new baby shook 2024. Can't. Physically can't. Literally got that part of my body cut out. You know what I mean?
You can adopt.
I'm just not. And listen, the people who do it are really good people. I am not that guy.
Just not that guy.
I'm not. I don't have it in me. That, man, in my current situation, I don't, is how I'd phrase that. But so yeah, needless to say, we're just apart so that just in case I get COVID tonight. Yeah, I mean, in theory,
I don't get COVID.
Sean doesn't get it, and then Gabby has the baby in 4 days. Sean can be there for it, which would be great. So
I'm sure she would appreciate that.
Yeah. Mudkip, you would think with the COD streams coming back, the audio would have been ready. Well, actually, that's exactly why this was all fucked up, is actually because it's all plugged into this laptop over here. And then I had to move it back to this so I didn't have to move it out there. You know what I mean? So,
still got things going now. Still working. We got things moving, grooving, jiving.
There's a lot going on.
Just not together.
There's a lot going on. Someone say too much.
I think we've said that for the last 3 months.
Too many things. It was easier to work a 9 to 5 in Bourbon Junkies than it is to do this. Mind you, this is way better. Like fuck the other shit. But
yeah.
Tommy D, Constreams have been back, dude, because Holden and Luna have been with my parents for like 2 days. I'd like go and hang out with them. But so like last night I streamed, the night before that I streamed, like fucking every day for like 4 days now, I feel like.
Got nothing better to do.
Nope. Can't be around the wife.
I was gonna say can't see your wife, can't see your kids.
I'm trying to not get COVID so that because Sean and I need to shoot all of January, so we haven't shot January yet.
We still have to wrap up December, buddy.
Yeah. December's wrapped up.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Pepper, you lay down. Nah.
I had some ideas for some Thursdays driving around the other day.
I just, drank a Red Bull, took 2 Alpha Brain, worked on the house today.
My gosh.
Gotta get some things done.
Goodness. Yeah. Now here's seemingly what happened. Sean found out he was having a baby in 9 months and then waited till month 8.4 to start working on the house for the baby.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
That's when you normally do things, right?
Dude, look at this. I'm sure it was immediate. We weren't using our nursery at the time though. So it was different. Gabby said she's 9 months today.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
It's all been storage. We're just pulling everything out.
Yeah, for you guys. Yeah.
Okay, so we moved in to a house and we were like, oh, we got all this room. We came from an apartment. So we just filled it up.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
And now we're like, oh, fuck. And then to like clean out one room, all the other rooms therefore need to be cleaned out to move stuff out and distribute everything. So basically the trash was emptied yesterday. It's full today. That's how it's working.
We also have confirmed Sean has, and we there's been a lot of clarifications on this. Sean has hoarding tendencies.
Not anymore.
He's not a hoarder. He did not like that. It's just a tendency, is what it is.
Now we just throw everything out.
Sean is finding World of Warcraft Lich King CD-ROMs. Like that's what to the level of which Sean keeps shit.
Oh, you're not gonna go with the Diablo 2 ones? Those are even older, dude.
I know, but yeah, that's fair. They are
10s. 2010 probably.
Yeah, 13 years old. The best part is that's actually made at least 4 living situations for you. It's been carried.
Same box probably.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. The best part about StreamYard, we can click on shit like that. Patrick is a great name for a baby. Team Dan. Thanks, buddy.
You can't go with that and then go Team Dan. And I can't. My father's name is Patrick. So
fair. Cheaters. Goodness. 37 months. Thank you, buddy. That's a long time. Appreciate it, man. Dude, look at so here's a cool thing about this.
Sorry, what is that?
We need a barrel proof bourbon blend, right? We both know this.
Yep.
This doesn't have water in it, and it only has bourbons in it. Oh, well, there's some saturation built into the gal here, but listen, it's darker than it might be as dark as
Stag J right there.
12-year tar. I think that it's the same color.
Wow.
Yeah, it is.
That's darker.
In person, it looks very similar. Can I tell you, I did this by weight only, not volume at all. There's about 30 milliliters of 3 barrels in here and 16 milliliters of 1 barrel. That's where we're at.
You wouldn't know you said weight only.
Yeah, milliliters. Oh, no, or milligrams. Sorry. I use my coffee scale to do this.
Gotcha. I was going to say, buddy, you wouldn't know milliliters if you only went by weight, unless you knew the percent alcohol they all were.
This is what I was at home, and these were all the samples sitting around, and I was like, I'm not going to throw them away. I'm going to throw them together and just see what happens. I don't expect this to go anywhere.
Yeah, I bet not.
It smells pretty good, honestly.
I have about 7 ounces of the 2 blends that we liked yesterday mixed up, just chilling.
Tried them both today because I went over to Virtue with Holden.
Oh, how were they?
Holden loves it there, dude. Loves it. It's like his favorite play. Like he loves it so much. We went through the whole bottling line. He's like, this is like an assembly line. Yeah. I'm like, yeah. So I hooked the air back up to the table so he could do like the corker because he thinks that's so cool. So we were over there and I was like, well, I'm here. 9 is really good. And 8
7.
Sorry, 7 and 8.
Yep.
8 is really good. And 7 is I liked the nose more on 7 up initially. And then when I kept going back and forth, I started to like the nose more on 8.
Okay.
And then the problem is I fell in love with drinking 8. It's less honey than 7, though. It
definitely is.
It just is.
You can't just drop in what it is, huh?
I didn't. That's one of 3 parts, dude. There's many other things involved. Then I also just took this. I just took it. I've made this and I took it.
What is that?
It's just the things you can do when we own a distillery are incredible.
What are they?
I'm not going to tell anybody. Only you know what could possibly be in here.
You can use letters and numbers. That would be nice because I would know those.
Very large and pretty large is what's in here.
I would need letters, my guy.
I don't know. There's no letters on the barrels that are in that.
Oh, gotcha. Is it a blend of those 2 things?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't try the ones on the back wall. How about that?
I wouldn't try the left one on the back wall.
Oh, no.
It's not been very long. Obviously. What's it been? Friday? 5 days? 4 days?
We didn't shoot any footage of what we're talking about right now, actually.
We got the big barrel.
Yeah, we did do that. And people, I think patrons know about that. The big gal.
Yeah.
And then,
dude, them together could literally go out right now.
All right, make it happen.
The barrel on the left under the stairs is not good by itself, truly. It's bad by itself right now. If you like black licorice, you'd buy the whole fucking thing. It tastes like nothing else, right? Now, here's the crazy part.
That big barrel's name is Bertha, Luke.
Like 1/3 of that to the big gal, to 2/3 of said big gal.
Yeah.
It's all gone. It's incredible.
You can see that.
This is better than Rye 3 right now as it currently sits.
That's literally what I'm drinking right now, and probably not.
Which is wild.
Not. Yeah, so I'd like to fill that other honey barrel. We can talk about that. That is, Dan had bought me 3 honey barrels. 1 barrel we tried to fill, leaks. It's just, that's going nowhere.
Like a lot.
That's going onto a fire to never be used again because I don't think it can be saved. It everywhere. There was so much, like, we could literally just watch whiskey leak out of it. I was like, that one might not be coming back. The other one, that's been chilling. We're working on that one. And we have a 3rd one. I would like to get something in that. We can work on that. We have, what else? We have pear brandy.
We have pear brandy barrels. And we're just starting finishing projects. All these are going to take different amounts of time.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, they're all going to create unique things, which is awesome.
Yeah. And they might get blended. So, I mean, if we
some of them will be,
if we throw something in that, I would really like to work with the pear brandy probably next over the Merlot.
Malbec.
The Malbec, sorry. Just because of how that smelled.
I can't wait. I think we double down on the Malbec barrel. We go wheat whiskey right into her and see what happens.
You want a Malbec wheat whiskey?
I just want to double down on the what the fuck's going on. You know what I mean?
Man, that is
does that make sense?
My soul, because we're gonna end up blending with that eventually. I
think Ryan said
these are, by the way, these are the conversations we have. Ryan did super chat. We missed it.
I can't find it. I'm like, I've been scrolling and I can't find it.
He said, thanks for all the help with something. I just like, we were talking. Is it above Joe? Did he retract a message?
I don't know.
Wait, wasn't there a way? Oh yeah, if you just go to the starred ones, right? Oh, it's just a member. He said, thanks everyone for support on the Green River and Backbone.
Perfect.
I forgot you can just go over to starred now and it'll just show you all the chats.
That's super cool.
Yeah. StreamYard is fucking trying, let me tell you what.
They're doing better. Steps in all of the right directions, truly.
Yeah. Rob Worsner giving the 5 subs. If you get a membership from him, say thank you.
Appreciate
It'll
that.
probably be my wife.
Nick Bernhardt. Dude, I am dyslexic.
Rob said Gabby got one.
Because your last name is Bernard Hart.
Okay. Kitty cat.
Called you Bernhardt for 7 years. Love the show. Want to send props for the Blue Run pick. Best butterfly since the 14 year, in my opinion, says Nick.
Wow.
I'm glad that you like it, buddy. Here's the thing. Every barrel that we pick, and I've said this 100 times, everything that Sean and I go and pick, and we pick with groups and whatever, but everything that we go and pick is not going to be anybody's favorite thing every single time. Cannot be. It's impossible.
Yeah.
We try to do the best to describe the picks or just explain what they are. I mean, in the State of the Junkies, or in the Blue Run tasting video, or whenever I did that, I even said, listen, we can't say where it's from. Sean and I generally aren't the biggest fanboys of this distillery in Kentucky.
Yep.
Very boutique-y whiskey.
But I mean, one of them is probably one of the top 5 best whiskeys ever had.
As long as it's around 19 years old, it's some of the best whiskey you'll ever drink.
Go to your mother.
But that being said, we picked it with a group. This was the most voted for bottle there. And it's one of those things where it's listen, we're just going to explain it to the best of our abilities. And we hope that you love it based on that, as long as you trust us, right? So I'm glad you like it. All that to say, I'm glad that you like it, because it is an expensive bottle of whiskey. And so we want you to like it based on, if you bought it based on what we said about it. So
we need to buy about 3 more barrels of whiskey too.
Which ones?
Those ones that we tried the other day. Cat.
The 52s.
Yeah. They're driving me nuts. We need to buy a couple of those, and then we'll be over a very large number of barrels.
Oh, we only need 1, and we're over that number.
And we're at that number.
That's fair.
200.
I'd love 8 of those. I'm nervous that I haven't gotten any pricing back. You know what I mean? I asked for that, I think, on Friday. I haven't heard.
It's a holiday. I mean, they're slow enough. It's a holiday,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I asked for ACH wire info to pay them, and that took 3 days.
You're a cat. They're just trying to be annoying tonight.
What are you doing, dude?
It's just what cats do. Pepper Cat likes to hit it into me, so I gotta leave the chest, or else it goes right into my chin. Claw him, Cookie. Claw him. Get him in there.
That's right. Okay. All right. Asshole. Stop. Right.
Just doing Cookie Cat shit right there.
Meltdown. Dude, my headphones are under him. Huge disaster.
Fart, Cookie, fart. I mean, what's up? But yeah, that 52%, I think we had talked about it, would be cool to.
We have to
blend with. I think straight, it was pretty damn good.
Can I tell you something today? I took some of that 52. Yeah. I 5-milled the 52 into a Glen, and then I 5-milled the double-barreled MGP into the Glen.
Yep.
Holy shit.
That is another thing we need to get, is some more new oak barrels.
Dude. Well, I have a meeting on Thursday with somebody to see if we can lower some cost on this barreling idea, because it's a lot of fun and we enjoy the outcomes.
But it's expensive.
But it is very expensive, especially if we want to double barrel into new. It's very expensive. And obviously our pricing scheme is not, in theory, very expensive, extremely expensive. So hopefully the meeting on Thursday,
we're eating the cost
of the barrels. But I have a meeting with the people who do the cubes on the metal, the stainless steel.
Oh I forgot about those.
Yeah, I have a meeting on Thursday with somebody
from
that does
RD1.
Yeah, I don't know. These look very similar to the RD1 ones.
Yeah.
The stuff that Dixon uses. But that meeting is Thursday, and I'm hoping, honestly, even if those were $200 a strand, it's way less than a barrel, and it's way less work because we can pop a bung and throw them in.
Yep.
But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how quickly we know now how fast that Char 3 barrel worked out. We dumped a MGP bourbon into this Char 3 barrel, and it was wild. We literally had 3 weeks into it before it was holy shit, it's double barrel.
Yeah.
That I don't know if those will work that fast.
A couple of wave save barrels would go far.
Oh my gosh, dude.
A couple of wave saves. We've got 1.5 year old, 20%. Right? We just throw a couple in there.
We need Char 4s. They need to be char 4s.
I agree.
The Wave Save we currently owns a char 1.
Yeah.
And it's got new make.
New make went into it, so
I think that's worse. That barrel's going to be the greatest whiskey I've ever had when it's 14.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
In Michigan, so
so it's going to have to be 17.
Yeah.
Damn. But it literally could be the greatest bourbon ever made. Maybe. It's possible. It's actually possible, dude.
Is that a 35% that's in it?
It's a 20.
20? Okay.
Yeah. It could be the greatest single barrel of all time.
It might be okay.
It's just a char 1 barrel with new make. It clearly was an accident. You know what I mean? Like we only got one, which doesn't make any sense. It clearly was a mistake. But so yeah, basically if you guys didn't pick up the gist, we're probably just going to discuss a bunch of virtue stuff tonight. If you guys have questions in regards to virtue spirits, then you can ask them. We'll answer those. But otherwise, we're going to be talking about the projects we're working on. And then we should say really quick before we get too far into that.
Yeah.
Yesterday's one of the best barrel launches for patrons from our side of things. We launched about 500 bottles yesterday, and they all sold out to patrons yesterday, which is freaking incredible.
Thanks, guys.
Honestly, it's amazing.
And I mean, those are 3, I think, of some of our favorite barrels that we picked this year. Honestly.
Yeah, people were sleeping on some of that, but we had some sleepy sleepers.
Irish is gonna always be hard to sell to people. Sorry,
it's
good.
It will.
It's really good.
The other reason that I was even happier about the outcome yesterday is because for patrons, we're dropping the 3 virtue releases. The 3 essences we're dropping on Monday, the 18th of December. So, which is another large amount of bottles.
That's a very good observation. I didn't get it.
Holy shit. Look at dude. I made us a background tonight.
Yeah, I see it. That's I saw the owl key.
Yeah, I got rid of that one. I didn't like it.
Yeah, that is our rick house right now.
It is. Well, not right now. This is pre about a lot more barrels.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of those aren't racked out.
We currently own 199 barrels though, which is cool. That's freaking awesome.
I saw Kelly say port barrels. I think we need to get some sauternes.
No, that
was one that I wanted.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Sauternes.
Yes, I looked for those. I still have not found one for sale.
Okay.
So
that was one that I definitely wanted. Honey was the one that I really wanted to do, and you got those for me. So those I think we do every year. I'd love to do some more honey.
You know what I'd like to do? Save like 1-2 of those 35s that are going to be 5 in February.
Yep.
Maybe like every year, it's an evolution of that whiskey's age and in a honey barrel.
Yeah.
So it'd be kind of cool to next year they'll be 5, almost 6, and then do one when it's almost 7. But yeah, because we don't know what those are like. I mean, that's the oldest we've had them is right now, and they're not 5 yet. So
yeah, those honey barrels are also 35 gallons, so very small.
True.
So very with a 5-6 year barrel, we should be able to fill one all the way up. The one that we put in there was a short barrel, which now I'm wishing we wouldn't have done the short barrel.
Yeah.
Because of how cool it turned out.
Yeah.
It also would have cut back on the honey just a smidge.
Well, hopefully in the future, if this is we like the turnout of this, but hopefully in the future we can just do 53-gallon honey barrel. I would love to not do these 30s ever again. Truly.
Yeah. Alex, kind of like the Pinhook, the what is it, the War Vertical that they did?
Yes.
Yeah, that they started at 5,
4, 5. Yeah, something
and
like that.
And they moved up. Yeah, I'd like to do something like that. That'd be cool.
But yeah, I would love to just I'd like to find Chris and Brandon know that guy right down the road. I don't know how much honey it would take to coat a barrel.
Yeah.
Because all we got to do is coat it and then dump it.
Paul, no, it'll be used for blending the honey barrel that we're using. This current one, it's going to be a blend for the Bourbonjunkie's grand opening bottle.
Yes,
Bourbonjunkie's the Distillery grand opening bottle. I can't think anymore. I'm sorry.
It was the intention is to. We were discussing what do we do with a lower yield blend. Yeah. One of the blends that we need to do sooner than later is a barrel proof bourbon blend. That's the plan. And then showing one of these honey barrels, we moved them in. We found out right away things start to taste like honey in honey barrels. which makes perfect sense. You wouldn't age stuff in honey barrels for 7 years. You know what I mean? But with that being a 30-gallon honey barrel, while we were there, Brandon Sprague was like, you guys should blend that honey barrel with that double-barreled MGP that's like 6 up there. And then we did that, and we're like, holy shit, we're in love with that. So now we're trying to figure out how to make that blend better. After they settled, there was way less. It wasn't as good, I didn't feel like, just with those two.
It came, yeah. The honey dipped off really fast and then came back equally as fast. So that was nice.
I just
real dude.
Those that night
real
were better than they were like 4 days later.
People love seeing you. You know,
Knox is in the. It's gonna be in the next vlog video, the distillery video.
Yeah, look at this happen, boy. Let that dirt face when I get the itches on. Yeah. Dan went and bought him a bed, so now he's a full-fledged distillery dog.
He's got a.
You take that upstairs.
Brandon said honey rye. That 52 with that double-barreled bourbon.
That would mix better.
That was that's one of my favorite barrel-proof ryes I've probably ever had. Is mixing those two together. We don't own any of those barrels yet.
No.
But
yeah.
That would be the plan, because honestly, that 52 is so sweet.
Yeah.
That like instead of getting the bready burr rye note, you just get like this clovey sweet bourbon.
So it's a barely legal rye for people that are following along. It's a 52% rye mash bill.
Yes.
Very, very good.
Garrison Brothers Honeydew uses the barrel cubes on a chain coated in honey. See, that would honestly work great too. Truly. Yeah. That's a great idea.
I feel like that is a very PC way of getting around just dumping honey into a barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, we coated the wood in honey and then put it in there. Could probably just dump honey in.
This is where but the difference is in one of those, one's still bourbon finished with, and one of those is not bourbon anymore, right? Which is one of them's good times.
Yeah.
Literally, no offense. And then one of them is legal.
Which is wild.
Again, no offense.
Which is wild because you're pretty much doing the same thing, but
it's almost identical.
Yeah.
It's so close.
Yeah.
I mean, we looked. We bought these barrels.
All we got to do is take a stave, right, and just scoop honey on it, and then you just shove it into the barrel, and then you're like, oh, we coated the stave.
Jeez, Pete.
Might have been a lot on there.
Oh no, Winnie the Pooh slipped and fell.
Yeah, and I'm Winnie the fucking Pooh on this one because I love honey.
His honey pot busted on that barrel, dude.
Dan told me to steal a fifth of the honey barrel, and I was like, I can't. We don't have enough to blend with.
No, I said steal 750, dude.
I was like, nope. Get out of here.
Oh, bother. Dude, where's Will when you need him? What did Dan... I saw Dan say something earlier. Chrissy said talk about picks up at the distillery. We're talking about doing this 2 days... Well, I just literally pitched Sean
you like the other day.
Stream. Yeah. But it was like, maybe we just do like 2 Fridays a month or 2 days a month are scheduled that one of us or both of us will be there.
Yeah.
It would be random, and depending on what's going on, who needs to do what. But we're thinking about doing for locals and like patron pickup stuff for releases, that 2 days a month you would just be able to come buy stuff from there, sit in the tasting room, have drinks at the bar, whatever you want to do. Dan was taking Julie to dinner.
What a guy.
But yeah, so needless to say, probably.
Oh yeah, that's a good one to bring up. We're gonna be on the likes this Thursday, playing holiday games, holiday trivia. So be there. I forgot about that. The 8? I don't know the time.
I don't know what time it is. I'll probably have COVID on that day.
Oh well, you might win then.
Oh, good job,
Ricky. You don't have to drink for it. It's just holiday trivia.
I'll just be dying with 102-degree fever. It beat the shit out of Ricky this time. I mean, it did last.
Oh really?
Time, but, yeah.
I think it's 8, but don't quote me on that.
I went and took her temp, and she's like, I'm freezing. And I went and took her temp, and I'm like, it says it's 100.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, as an adult, like 100-degree fever sucks, though.
Nothing like a nice cold sweat, though.
And then I put the thermometer in my ear And it says my temp's 96. And I went, oh, your temp's 102. Like, as a control here.
You're dying, sir.
It's actually 2 more than what it's saying.
You might want to get that calibrated.
Well, it's just, dude, you're about to find out, but none of them work. They're all garbage, dude. Every one of them is a liar. None of them are real.
Dylan, we're doing different things with the barrels. Chris has been taking them for Tri-City. My stepdad's taking a couple, I think. One.
Yeah.
We'll have a lot here coming up, so we'll figure it out.
We should re-barrel into that 20% rye that's sitting out in the barrel house right now.
Why? You want to do a rye finish? You want to do a double barreled rye? Let's do a rye finish.
No. A 20% bourbon.
Oh, gotcha.
Because realistically, most of that wood's not used because it was only 5 years old. So like when we're buying like these legacy barrels to finish in, like the Elijah Craig 18s.
18.
Yeah. Which is like a heavily consumed wood. And these 5 years aren't. They're like barely, I mean, we barely touched the surface.
Those Jack Daniel barrels looked phenomenal on the inside. Like the one that we blew the heads off.
Oh, yeah.
That thing still looked great.
And those were 7. Yeah. Well, no, the light whiskey in those was 7. Who knows how old the Jack in there was?
That's true.
So it was actually in the teens somewhere, I'd imagine.
Could have been. Honey Amburana rye. How about never?
Yes. Actually, you know what's funny? On Thursday, part of our conversation is in regards to Amburana. So
you can ruin 1 barrel. That's your allocation.
Might have ruined like 7. We'll see.
No, the big barrel turned out, I think, really good.
That big barrel is going to turn out great.
I think we both had faith in that barrel, the way it smelled. That barrel turning out great.
Yeah.
The Ruby Port, though,
those Ruby Ports smell good. I think they're going to take time. They're one of the barrels that went into the second Ruby Port barrel. I was pulling the samples out and drinking them as we were doing the dumps. Mm-hmm. One of the barrels which was the third barrel or the second barrel, but one of the barrels that went into that second Ruby Port barrel was a ton of black licorice. So hopefully what happens is that Ruby Port comes through over time and buries it somewhere else. So
you want to go weeded?
Okay, guys, So Sean's going to get back to this Malbec barrel.
Yeah, I'm stuck on that one, man.
We have a pear brandy barrel. These are the finishing barrels we haven't used yet that we own. So we have 1 honey barrel left, a pear brandy barrel. We have a Malbec barrel. Mm-hmm. We have an Elijah Craig 18 barrel, and we have 2 10-year-old Barton barrels right now. The Malbec barrel smells like Chinese food.
It smells like vinegar. It's like ketchup. Yeah. It's a little funky.
It's wild.
Pear brandy weeded. See, I wanted to go just bourbon and weeded.
I
would go bourbon in the pear brandy.
I know what you meant. That Malbec barrel smells like Chinese food. Vinegar is the right note.
Yes,
but there's a sweetness to the vinegar, which is like a sweet and sour. There's like a weird thing when my brain's like, "Hey, man, you're hungry now." You know what I mean?
Yeah, Luke did say balsamic vinegar.
Sure, that's fair too.
Yeah,
it's very odd, but so is we had 2 Scotch barrels with 2 wheat whiskeys that taste like Scotch. One of those Scotch, Brandon said it too. One of those Scotch ones go into that Malbec, and we just see where it takes us, dude. It's like Narnia.
Buddy, I think it's gonna go to Narnia when we have to dump it in the gutter,
dude. Well, no. I'll never dump it in the gutter, but. Listen, think about it like this. We either find the lion or the witch. And then it becomes the greatest thing of all time. You know what I mean?
Buddy, we're going to be trapped in the wardrobe with that motherfucker just sitting around thinking, what the fuck are we going to do with this?
If we find the witch, hear me out, we pivot, right? This becomes a quadruple barrel finished wheat whiskey at some point just to get it out of there.
Oh,
I think the cool part is you could probably inevitably just keep finishing things as long as you were willing to spend the money. Yeah. And eventually you'd figure itself out.
Eventually I cut you off. Like, I think we're good on this one.
The problem is what
the experiment did not turn out.
Dude, the problem, the next barrel could be the one. Yeah, I mean, the next barrel.
No.
Oh, gosh. That's crazy. I don't know. It smells funky as hell, though. The pear brandy smells like a Sprite remix, exactly like Sprite remix.
It smells really good.
It's incredible.
I really wanted to do bourbon in that.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking maybe doing a honey rye, like last night.
Yeah, I like that idea. I like that idea a lot.
Did we talk about that yesterday?
What?
Honey rye?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Like I was sitting around and I was like, man, maybe because I really wanted to do another 35% in there because I think it complements the honey very, very well with that profile. And I was like, maybe if we just find like a sweeter rye, we can throw that in there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do like a licorice,
with the honey.
Yeah, I don't
the
think
honey might with the licorice things.
I think
what
it just
we'll
gets
aim
way
to do,
too funky.
It might. What we're aiming to do with the black licorice barrels that we aren't just letting all of them age out. But what we want to do with these barrels is inevitably we finish them and hope that the change comes from the secondary barrel. So honestly, the final blend that went into the tawny port barrel had a lot of black licorice on the front of the palate. And now that tawny port blend has almost none, and it's been like 2 or 3 weeks or something. So I do think
that also had 3.5 barrels in there.
Yeah. I'm talking the final. I have a sample of the very final. Yeah.
Gambler's dilemma: just keep chasing the losses barrel to save another barrel. Yep.
But imagine when you hit the fucking lottery, dude.
Buddy, people don't lose; they just give up.
Dustin said light whiskey in the pear brandy. We got a double-barreled light whiskey that I think we could put under our American Essence right now, and I think people would be fucking ecstatic about it.
I think light whiskey is number 2 for me in that pear brandy.
What was your number 1?
Bourbon.
Which bourbon?
I don't know yet. I really want to use that last 20%, but I know we can't let go of it yet.
I know. This is our problem.
But I think that would be perfect in there.
If we had like 10 more of those, just rip it. You know what I mean? Even 5 more. Truly.
Honestly, I think it might be one of the better Bartons is what I would like to do.
In the pear brandy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a very similar thought to that and hoped for the best along that train.
Yeah,
but
because that's one that we can, I think, let sit for a while.
Sure. All those Bartons are going to.
Yeah, they have to.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Barton.
It's either that or one of the new MGPs, I think, are the 2 toss-ups in there.
I think some of these new MGPs are going to be, dude, I don't know. I think some of those are going to be fucking awesome. Alex said, what is the youngest whiskey you have in the rick house right now? 7 months? 8? No, a year.
1 year and a couple months. 1 year, 2 months, something like that. Oh.
Yep, 1 year, 4 months right now.
Because I was going to say, we hadn't moved any of the sub 1 year stuff yet.
Yeah, she's all in Maryland. This year's contract distillation's in Maryland. Last year's is in our barrel house. So
yeah. So it's had a year in Maryland. And now it's doing nothing in Michigan.
Yeah. I would imagine there's time in Maryland. It was interesting to go to Buffalo Trace at this time, find out that they're insulating to create the same insulation value as their brick.
Mm-hmm.
I found that to be interesting because the brick's obviously not insulated, but it's holding enough heat that the temperature fluctuations are how they want them to be.
Smart people figure that stuff out.
Insulating metal buildings now to mimic the brick aging, which I think is wild. I think that's really cool.
I think one of the coolest places we've been was Green River, like their rick houses that they have. I can't remember what it was made out of, but it's like super porous, so it breathes really fast. Someone could probably look it up and tell me. But those were really cool rick houses.
Yeah.
That ain't it, huh, Chief?
That blend didn't turn out, dude. Mind you, it hasn't settled, dude. I did this like 2 hours ago, but it didn't turn out yet. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, but have we thrown anything together and thought, maybe another day or two?
It's got too much.
Yeah, I think they might have been clay, CJ.
It's got way too much Barton in it. Way too much Barton. And Barton was the one that had 16. No, I did 2 Bartons. One was 16 and one was 30. It was too much. It's too much.
Yeah, I think they were clay brick. That sounds about right.
They had that huge clay chimney. It was super cool.
But needless to say, for a while, we're just going to be tasting through barrels, trying to find ones that we think are cool, that we can probably either barrel or blend and start doing bigger projects. I know Paul had asked if they was going to go under an Omen label or an American whiskey label. To be determined on some of these projects.
Well, if they're single barrels, they'll be under the essence labels.
Yeah.
And then if they're not single barrels, they'll be under almonds.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I mean, like I said, it just depends. If we finish something and we're like, that's not a blender that has to go out as a single barrel, yeah, we can do that. But a lot of this stuff, even if realistically, if we finish something and it like becomes over finished, we can still blend it back in. Like, I swear to God, that's what Barrel does with a lot of their stuff. That's why it's like a finished barrel blended back with bourbon or something like that. They're like, fuck, we have 100 barrels of this shit and it's not good.
Yeah.
You just throw a bunch of bourbon at it, blend it all out. It'd be good.
They're very good at that.
Mm-hmm.
They're very good. They're very good at finishing and blending. Very good at those two things.
Yes. I don't know. It's very much seems like a moving target on a lot of these things, but in a good way.
Yeah, it's the most interesting part for sure. We got some new MGP barrels.
All right. Just open this.
Is it 3?
Yeah, it is.
Put a little dent in the 3 the other day.
It's the only one I have. I only have like one of everything. I don't have a sealed or a backup of fucking anything.
Me neither on these ones.
You have a backup of what, 1, 2 of the bourbons? I saw your bunker.
1 and 2.
Yeah, I don't have any of those.
1 and 2, and then backup. Well, we have rye ones coming back, so if you need a backup of that. And then there's a bunch of rye 2s here still. Obviously, we have a lot of rye 2s here still. Have you ever thought about sourcing 15-year barrel strength Buffalo Trace Mash Bill 1? I bet that's good stuff.
Yeah, we have both. If I can get your credit card, we can buy it.
You don't think that'll max it out? You don't think that's past his limit, huh?
No, he's got that Ticketmaster money. He'll be fine.
15-year. Holy shit. The amount of money they could request for that barrel is insane.
It would make like those Willet charity barrels look free.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think like a Blanton single barrel at a charity went for like 40 to 60. And that's a Blanton's. It was like 8. You know what I mean? So, you just want to waste all of your money on something.
We don't have a line of credit big enough for that.
True. Barrel's blending process is to make blends that are super oaky, super fruity, super spicy, etc. Even if they are undrinkable on their own, then using those as seasoning makes perfect sense. I love it. The Amburana one,
hey man,
great.
It works. Yeah, because like honestly, I think that it was probably that Amburana, like the cast strength Amburana by itself, was probably undrinkable. And then they blended bourbon into it and
I'll
made
be
it
the judge
fantastic.
of that.
Oh no. Did you ever circle back to Chris from RD1? He said he had set aside some bottles for you.
No.
Someone did an Amburana pick.
Hold the fuck on, dude. There's no way somebody did that and it wasn't me.
Yeah, so you should text him.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking call him and yell at him.
I think you were on your vacation when we were talking about it.
Oh, this son of a bitch, dude. They let somebody do an Amburana pick, huh?
Yeah, I think it was
That's wild. Oh, yeah. They better remove the most RD1 in the country.
They might. Who knows?
Our video almost pushed RD1 into fucking allocation.
It's good, man. I don't know what you want.
It's so good, but I literally went in local shops around our town and couldn't find it. And they were like, I watched it. A guy was in there and goes, I watched your video, and I came here to buy a backup bottle because I had drank my.
Dude, if it's Amburana that I'll drink, it's good.
If it's only about 2 of them. If it's Amburana, it's probably good. If it's great Amburana, it might be one of the greatest things of all time.
Yeah. Let's not go too far on that.
Probably. Paul Santini. Any chance that those Rye 2 bottles can make it into the Christmas drop? They're all here, so that's the problem. We have like 3 or 4 cases of Rye 2 that are literally in the castle.
They'll probably filter back into Virtue.
They'll filter into the distillery, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
On site, on location. So you can come buy them from the distillery. But that's kind of probably how it's got to... I guess we could... You know what we could do with them? If we never put them in the... Like if we don't sell them out of the distillery, we could just put them on a pallet that goes to DC and Ryan could sell them at a different later date. Just stack them on a pallet we're already shipping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't. We just sell them to Ryan, and then he can.
Yeah.
But yeah, needless to say. So
we did Christmas in July, or July, Christmas and Christmas. Yeah.
Christmas in December.
I think I've used too much brain today.
I live very, very far. Well, Paul, on Monday, the 18th, Rye 3 drops, and then Bourbon 3 drops, and then American 1 drops to patrons. So,
you missed a super chat too. I can't click them.
Oh,
Eric Baldwin. No, bro. You're the host, not me.
Is it Virtue release day yet? Timing.
Close.
Friggin' excited to get these bottles finally. What the teasers of what may come down the road is exciting. Cheers, guys. Thanks for sharing all this info.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys coming.
And we got a new toy if you guys are patrons.
It's so pretty.
Yeah.
Holden is obsessed with it. Also almost broke it today.
How?
He pushed down. I showed him how to do it. I go, look at push it. It sprays the water up. And he's like,
really happy I left the water on then?
Yeah, you did. Yeah. And then I mean, it's not going
anywhere. You guys
would
just be sitting there.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
Not working.
And then I push it, I show him. He goes, "Can I try it?" I'm like, "Of course." He pushes it and holds it and pushes as hard as he can just because I didn't tell him. Yeah. You know what I mean? Well, the height adjustment thing was slightly loose.
Oh yeah.
So it literally just pushed it all the way down to the bottom.
Probably scared the shit out of him.
I was like, "Buddy, you don't have to keep pushing it." I'm like, "You broke it." And he's like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "No, definitely not." But then he played with it for like fucking 10 minutes after that. He loves that thing. It's like
that would be a cool one, actually, Dylan. He said, "Is Dan gonna bottle a bottle of Virtue the day your son's born?"
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
I could.
Yeah, go grab some of that 20% for me. Pull a bottle of that.
You want a 20%?
Yeah, the last one.
I'm gonna get you a full bottle of honey. Just why you're just like, this wasn't it, man.
Oh, dude, I had it when I was sitting there blending the other day. I just poured myself like just a little bit. It's like, fuck, that's good.
You like it by itself.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
I love that. I love honey. It's too much for like, you know how like most people would agree that Ambrana is good. Oh, Dan's just taking a phone call right now. But anyways, for me, you know, most people just say Ambrana is great, and I hate it. But when it's very, very dilute, I like Ambrana. So the same storyline plays out that I love honey. I love it at maximum, which is probably way, way too much. And for most people, they like it a little bit more dilute. You get that like little hint of honey, and you're like, oh, that's good. I get the idea of what honey would taste like, not just a full mouth effing of honey. But it's where it's at. If you don't have honey, you're wrong. And that's why I think I don't even have it down here. I do it. I take it upstairs. The New Holland honey is where it's at. That's super honey heavy. That's what people want. That's what people need. They want honey, forward honey, finished products. Like, what are we doing? A little bit of honey for? Do all the honey. So I'm glad we have one more barrel. Hopefully that thing doesn't leak like a mother effer like the first one did. Like I said, that first one we're just gonna have to burn. Like there's no saving it. It leaked from the heads. It was cracked. It was like 4 or 5 different staves just pouring out whiskey. So we'll hopefully transfer something into the third one. I would like to do a rye at this point in time and do a honey finished rye and maybe do a distillery only or something like that. Do something for locals. Yeah, if we could find a Michigan honey person, like we have the guy right down the road, that if they make enough honey that we can buy, and like Dan said, coat a barrel and do a 53-gallon finished product, we'll do that. But it's going to take a shit ton of honey to do that. Everything okay?
Yeah, that Holden called he was like, "Is it normal that I feel like this right now?" And I was like, what?
Excuse me, not with your parents?
Yeah, he's at my parents right now. My mom's putting Luna to bed.
Oh, all right.
So Holden got a concussion today at school, so I had to take him to the hospital.
The picture. It looked real good.
Yeah.
He goes. He went to the same place that I went to for elementary. How about that? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. because Gabby was like, why are there trees in the playground? I was like, dude, that playground is huge.
Yeah. Well, and if they like, even it's funny because the doctor said the same thing, and he was like, well, the teacher said if there's like not that many trees, right? It's like, well, the teacher said if we get rid of all these trees, it's sun all the time.
Oh yeah, that place would be a nightmare. I love that place. That's the best school I ever went to. Elementary.
Kelly, why no screens? What's that? Is it like a concentration thing?
I think it's like you hold it close type thing. Gabby would probably know about this.
I haven't heard that. The doctor didn't say that. That's why I'm asking Kelly.
I went on a rant about Amberana and honey while you were talking.
Amberana and honey. I mean, like, I think that you could make Rio in a way in which Sean would actually really appreciate it.
Less Amberana.
No,
more honey.
I think you could leave the Amberana and honey the same, and I think you could do what we're doing. And I think you could add parts of something. And I think that it would make those parts that you don't like obviously more subtle, right? But because Rio's a lot of honey, the thing is Amberana is just really heavy. So bad for kids after. I know, but Kelly, I did understand the
gist, yeah.
I want to know why.
Dylan said you should see if you can get a barrel that stored coffee beans and put rye whiskey in it. Has anyone done a coffee finish?
I would.
By now, someone's had to.
To be.
All right, someone go. Luke, you're in here. I can't think of any like coffee barrel finished ones. That would just be American whiskey at that point in
time. All the athlete concussion forms I have read all say limits. Just didn't know if there was a reason for that or if it was just because somebody said so.
Did he win? Nope, I don't think he won. I'm going to guess that tree left unscathed.
He hit a tree.
Was he like turning and running? That's what my guess was.
He was playing football.
Yeah. Bourbon 3 is good, by the way.
I like Bourbon 3 a lot.
I have to pull down Bourbon 2.
I haven't had Bourbon 2 since we did Bourbon 3, but
Bourbon 2 was my favorite. Bourbon 3 might be now. Are you just Googling about the screen time thing?
No, not. Oh. Ricky's texting now everybody's, the doctor was like, listen, if any of these things happen tonight, he needs to go to the ER. So yeah, that's where we were at with the whole thing.
They do the close your eyes and try to balance test thing.
They did that. Yeah. They did like a walk on your toes, walk on your heels, touch my finger, touch your nose, touch the, I
got kicked in the temple one time. I got to do all that. Definitely had a concussion.
Yeah. Well, it happened at school. And I asked Ricky, I'm like, does he have a concussion? And she's like, they said he doesn't have any concussion. They don't think so. He doesn't have any concussion symptoms. I'm like, okay, well then he's okay. You know what I mean? Well, 10 minutes later, they're like, he's dizzy and can't see. And I'm like, those are two pretty big fucking symptoms. Like, holy shit.
Just guarding your sister. Maybe don't.
Same thing happened to Alex's friend. That's wild, Garrett. Holy shit. Same thing happened to Alex's friend on the same tree about a month ago. Clearly, this tree is a problem.
Dude, that tree is unfucking defeated.
I'll go cut it down tonight. I don't give a fuck. I got nothing else going on.
Easy, George Washington.
Cut it. I'll bring a fucking axe and a chainsaw. Bring both.
Axe it twice, chainsaw the rest.
Yeah, dude. I want to hit it a few times.
It better be battery powered though. I don't see you starting a chainsaw.
Fuck. Well, there's just one tree in the middle of a playground taking kids out. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Just cut the damn tree down.
Yeah, move the field over a little bit.
Gracious.
Put some gravel around it, little runoff, a warning track.
Yeah, dude, he's got my mom's phone now, so he asked what he could do. I didn't realize people weren't supposed to watch screens. We've been playing Call of Duty tonight after he got home. You know what I mean?
Is that a thing? I didn't know this. It just sounds like a thing. But I mean, times have also changed from the time that we were kids having concussions and shit. One time, took a line drive right to the old temple. Yeah. That was a good concussion.
All right, I gotta fucking call somebody. I'll be
That's
back.
fine. Well, I'll sit here and talk about virtue for a little bit. But yeah, guys, we're trying to get whiskey to people, and a lot of the stuff that we have right now is kind of young. So finishing projects are a way that we can work with the whiskey that we already have, and get you guys stuff. It'll be it's just time. I mean, it's always time with whiskey. So we'll continue to work with what we have, doing blends, trying stuff. When we think something's close to a single barrel, we'll start to look at it. But we're moving in the winter right now, and we have no insulation into our rickhouse. So nothing is really going to change for 6 months, probably. I don't foresee a lot of big changes on the stuff that we already have. So we know that the last round of MGP barrels that we just got in are really, really good. Dan and I think Brandon was there. You got to try through a couple of those barrels, said they were really, really cool. We just got some new light whiskey that I think they tried one barrel and was really, really good. I had pulled one the other day and just started working with that, and that one was really good too. So we've got stuff coming. We know we have a ton of rye that I think we're going to do some different finishing projects with those. Those are in the works. Dan has got some blends that he wants to do. I want to do a 4-grain a 4-grain blend, but we need a label for that. I would love nothing more than to do an Omen 4-grain. Screw a burr rye, right? Well, that's been done. Let's do a big 4-grain. And we've got the cool wheat whiskey from Cedar Ridge that will bring a lot of character. I will say that. So it'll just be trial and error. And thankfully, we've got a lot of people around us that we can use as a sounding board. And everyone's going to have to live with Brandon's palate. It's hit or miss. He's brought you some real good barrels and some real hot takes. Yeah, so 4-grain would be, we've got some cooler bourbons, some funky bourbons that I'd like to work with. So we do probably either MGP or 35% Sagamore mash bill with some light whiskey, some MGP rye, and Cedar Ridge wheat whiskey. And those have been like some of the blends that I've been messing with. We just need a label more or less to do that. And honestly, I'd love to work with those and throw like a toasted barrel finish into them, because that's probably Dan's favorite thing in the world is like a toasted barrel. Either toasting light whiskey or toasting bourbon and throwing those in there. Just different blends and seeing what sticks to the wall and just doing cool shit. It's kind of what we're doing. How old's the light whiskey? So we have 7-year light whiskey. That's I think almost 8, and then 6-year light whiskey right now. Oak and Eden has a coffee spiral. That makes sense. Okay. That I would believe the Oak and Eden has all like. So they just take a spiral and soak it in coffee and then dump it in. That's interesting. I like the idea of doing a coffee bean like barrel and then refinishing it. We know people that definitely would be able to do that. Okay, I'll let you know, Brandon. I might be there Friday doing some stuff. Evening, Roger. I'm just catching up. Dan actually just ordered a POS system for the shop. We thought we had ordered one, but the order got messed up. So we're gonna have a dedicated one for the shop, so people can go there. We'll be able to accept all forms of payment there. Man. Okay. So real talk, we would love to get Matt over there to do a blend. We had talked about doing a different series of people in the industry already doing like a distilling or blending role for different companies and coming in and working with our products and like trying to throw something together. We had a whole thing with that, and we're hoping Matt can kick it off. But Matt now has a contract with Barrel King. Good for him. So it would be to Barrel King's discretion, Jared, let him do it, to come and do a whole, hopefully he could come here in like a couple days and we could have a bunch of samples pulled for him and we could go through it and like have Matt throw something together, and that would kick off that series. It would be a whole different label. But yeah, what's the average time from barrel purchase to delivery? It depends. It really depends on who you're working with, shipping methods. And if we want them right away, a lot of the times we can buy stuff and leave them there for a little bit. And it helps sometimes because we live in Michigan. So right now, if we bought something in Kentucky, it's still warm enough down there that they're still aging. If it comes up here, it's no longer aging. Buffalo Trace had said at like 40 degrees, they see almost zero aging on their whiskey. It's just sitting in there. There's almost no interaction between the oak and the spirits. It's just chilling. It gets a higher age statement, but you're not getting the benefits of it aging in that barrel. So it's a moving target on that as well. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what Matt can do for Barrel King. I think Jared is already fucking great at what he does. He, when we were there, just moved in and out of different barrels, and he had so many like in his mind, which is wild to me. He knew his inventory so fucking well and could just say, okay, I know what this blend needs, and that barrel is right over there. And he'd just walk over, pop a bung, grab a sample, throw it in, and be like, all right, what do you think? And then, like, I pretty much think that's how we're doing our stuff, is like trying to emulate what Jared was doing. He was throwing stuff together and was like, all right, it's a gut reaction to it. Do you like it? Do you not like it? It's not we're going to sit here and think, oh, maybe in 3 weeks this blend comes together. It was, if they don't work right off the bat, they're not going to work in 3 weeks. There are like certain aspects that will round out and come together, but you're not going to take a mountain and make an anthill out of a big fucking problem in a blend. So he literally just was throwing stuff together and we're like, dude, this is amazing. So we learned a lot there. We'd love nothing more in the world to have Matt come and do a blend and kick off that whole series that we wanted to do. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I'm hoping it does. What's
Matt
up,
wanted
buddy?
us to send him samples.
No, he needs to come to Midland.
Good luck. I texted him today. It's funny you said that. I texted him today and asked him if he still wanted to, and if he did, what he wanted to do. And he said, you can either drive your brakelet. Hold on, I'll read it. It'll be better if I read it.
Okay, yep. Because I told the chat I would love to have just a bunch of samples pulled. We try through them and Matt whips up a blend.
Let's see here. He didn't say don't read this on a live stream. So
did he say that out loud?
No. I said
say that out loud in a text. Yep. Okay.
I said, hey, beautiful, let me know if, when, and how you'd like to do a Virtue Spirits pick. And I said, zero pressure if you don't want to do one.
Yeah.
And he said, okay. Yes, ASAP. Sean drives a 1988 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme with bald tires, no washer fluid, and a brake leak across the country to deliver me samples, is what he said. And then he said, or you can send him if he's busy. Those were.
Do you know, if I had like a lot of fuck you money, an old Cutlass, dude, like a nice older one, fuck yeah, those are the shit.
I fucking Matt, dude. Yeah, that is classic porter. That is a very classic porter.
Yeah. But no, I was just saying that we'd love to have him in, do a blend, kick off the series that we wanted to do under a whole different label. But that's really to the discretion of Barrel King now, because he is their employee.
Yeah, that's true.
He's their master blender.
True. Also true.
And I said we learned a lot from Jared, and I think that's kind of how we approach our blending style now, is the way he was doing it.
I approach it with a lot of randomness and guesswork. So
I gave him so much praise, and then you're just like, I don't know, I'm just doing
Jared's
whatever.
Great. Jared's a fucking very smart individual. I somebody was like, because I was like, we have all this footage of like you working on a label machine with Joey, and then me and Klein with Jared, and going through blends and stuff, and it's not in any video. And I was like,
That was actually us learning shit at that point in time.
Yeah, but I was like, the crappy part is it doesn't fit anywhere. And somebody's like, you should just make it a Patreon video. And I was like, that's a good idea. Just because it doesn't need context. We'll throw it up and be like, look, this is what we did that one time. But
okay, hear me out. Like a 1985 Buick Regal. That's what it should be.
Buick Regals were dog shit, weren't they?
They look cool. They're just like square bodies.
How old are they?
85?
85.
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's
just
fair.
Black on black.
Yeah, black on black. Yeah. It's got to be, dude.
Yeah.
It's got to be. Oh, yeah. That'd be cool. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be the fun rebuild car. Right
there. That would be.
Because, dude, you can throw a big block in there and still have room to set everything because they are a mile fucking wide. It's great.
Yeah. We could, at the same time, start a new marketing plan.
Okay.
Throw a barrel in the back of her. You drive her Colorado in back, and we could label it something. Yeah.
Smokey and the Bandit style,
Smokey
baby.
and the Bandit. Then we get sued for that.
Yeah.
What are you're drinking? I'm gonna try bourbon too. I haven't tried. I keep saying bourbon 3 is my favorite thing, but I haven't retried 2, and 2 was better.
Okay,
go ahead.
I've just set all the virtue stuff within like reach now, so when I'm sitting here, I can just reach up during the day. It's fantastic. So I don't have a problem.
Basically, at this point,
all right, bourbon 2.
1 was the most crushable.
Yeah,
2 was better than 1.
Man,
as a bourbon.
I'm also full drink goblin right now.
You're always full drink goblin.
Dude, I have 2 whiskeys poured. Let's go through it. I had 2 whiskeys.
It's hot as fucking here, dude.
I have a tea. Yeah. I've got carbonated water. Yeah. All right. I also have still water because just in case. You know, we're doing okay. Got a little bit of everything. You gotta have drinks, man. Gotta have different drinks for different, moods. I've had a little tea, had some carbonated water, had flat water, had whiskey. We're good.
All right.
Oh. Nicholas Jones is here.
No way.
You said, have no fear. I am here.
I have more fear than I had previously because of that one statement.
Yeah. Okay, for real though, we need Matt at the distillery because that's a vibe.
Listen, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Now we could mix and match pending an approval, obviously. But
yeah. Jared's our boy a little bit.
A little bit.
Right? I mean, he's also paying.
Literally bury a fucking body for Jared. So
hypothetically, hypothetically though.
Nope.
You also, hopefully it gets approved in the old Zbiotics ad. You had to throw a little asterisk up on the screen.
The good night sleep part.
No, where you go, you can drink this, you can do anything. I mean, just literally anything. I go, not anything. You'll just feel better doing it.
There were like 5 sentences I said, and I was like,
"Oh, that one was a nightmare to edit." By the way,
I was like, "I'm gonna be honest, dude. Like, there's so many sentences. I was like, that's gonna piss somebody off. That 100% is gonna piss somebody off."
I had to leave that in there because I was like, hopefully they find it as funny as I did when I edited it because it was like that was our brand.
Disclaimer. Right, yeah, that's a disclaimer.
Yeah.
No, Jared. Jared truly, I think I've told Jared things I've probably told like 5 fucking people my whole life. You know what I mean? Like Jared,
he's a good guy.
Jared's I'm a ride or die for Jared forever.
I was just gonna say, dude, it was we've met very, very few people that click like that at such a core level. Yeah. It's always great when it happens. So Klein's one of them, and we've talked about that like 100 times on here.
Yeah.
We met him, thought I was like, I've known Klein for years, and Dan was like 8 months, maybe tops.
Yeah.
It's like, oh God.
Yeah.
Just happens. Didn't have that feeling with Nick Jones though. It's weird.
Listen, I asked Jared to come. I was like, at some point you should come blend here. Like,
Could you imagine him tasting our shit and he's like, good luck, boys.
Like, hey man, can you guys order some more shit? Like, you guys couldn't bring anything great out.
Like, you have 200 barrels of shit. Thanks, Jared.
He just, Jared could figure out how to get the Jared could figure out how to get the 1.5-year-old whiskey into a blend and make it taste good.
I mean, we popped a couple of the ones that were a year and a half.
Caramel apple one.
Yeah.
That caramel. There's one.
There is promise on 1.5 old with not the 35%, the 20%.
Yes, the 35% tastes like tequila right now.
They also, it wasn't good. Yeah. The 20% definitely age up a lot quicker. I think around the 4-year mark we'll be able to start working with those realistically.
Yeah, I think so too.
Nick, I love you and I hate you at the same time.
Thanks for the super chat, buddy. I'm not going to read that. I want you to know that.
He said, "Gonna go play some Call of Duty if anyone wants to watch something actually entertaining."
Chrissy said, "So if you buy a Barrel King, wouldn't it be a loophole for Matt to blend it?" Listen, there's never been this conversation. It's never been had. It's never been requested or anything like that. Obviously, when we were talking about Matt King up in here and blending, he was ADHD whiskey. He was ADHD whiskey. It wasn't, the one of the head blenders at Barrel King.
He was just the world top whiskey taster.
Yeah,
at the time.
Not just Cameron.
Yeah,
but
dude, that
thumbnail is so good. Okay, this one. If someone can only pick up one bottle Monday, make a quick pitch on why they should pick each bottle.
Oh, I was going to ask. Someone did ask earlier what the structure is going to be for the drop.
Okay.
I don't know these questions.
Hundreds. This is just going to... You know what bums me out is people ask this. Each tier gets their own post, right? Mm-hmm. We're often very transparent, probably to a fault, truly. But...
It's good, though.
At least you guys know for the... if you're a patron, I feel like there's transparency to a fault. If you're just on the YouTube channel, I feel like there's transparency. So how this would be structured from the conversation with patrons would be... The point of these releases is to make them go as far as humanly possible, so as many people who give a shit and then have been supporting us can get at least one bottle, right?
Yes.
That being said, the 100s will be able to buy one of each, and then the 40s will be able to pick two. The 25s will be one bottle. The 15s will be one bottle. The 10s will be one. The 5s will be one. So on and so forth. And whatever makes it through will then be last called, so anybody can pick up anything they didn't grab already, or they can buy more of whatever. There are... Sean, do you have a calculator?
Yeah, can.
Okay. Give me a calculator on something.
Oh, why is it open right behind my camera there? I got you, though.
All right. So there will be... Do 29 times 6 plus 23 times 6.
Yep.
Plus 21 times 6.
About 438.
So that's how many bottles are going to go up, roughly. So there's going to be, 440 bottles roughly going up at the same time, which is a lot.
That was the point of doing 3 barrels also.
Yes. Yep.
To get everyone whiskey.
Yeah.
I don't know. Bourbon 3 might be my favorite bourbon. Rye 1 is still probably my favorite rye. I think Rye 3 beats Rye 2. And the wheat is wild. I think that's the best way to put it.
A selling point on each one. Bourbon 3 is my favorite bourbon we've bottled. Just personally. I still smelling, but I haven't drank. Hold on.
What the fuck, Matt? Why are you texting me that right now?
That's interesting, Matt. Okay, now let me try Bourbon 3. I'm going to do this right now. See which one I like more. I like the nose on Bourbon 2 a lot. Or 3 a lot.
Bourbon 2 and Bourbon 3 are very close for me.
Crazy part is Bourbon 2 was a short barrel and Bourbon 3 was a huge barrel.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild? Dude, Bourbon 3 had 213, which is crazy. And Bourbon 2 had 104. Really high yields on fucking Bourbon 3. All right. See, I prefer the nose on 3 actually.
Same. 3. I think 3 is a little sweeter than 2.
Yep. It's like a honey. It's like I said this in the tasting note video for patrons, but it's if you cut a big red apple, slices are laying there, you take a line of Jif. What is on that? Is that tea bag?
That's a tea bag. But that is a Honeycrisp apple on the other side.
If you take that apple and you put a line of Jif peanut butter on the top of that apple and drizzle some honey on top of that peanut butter, that's what Bourbon 3 tastes like to me. But so Bourbon 3, I guess my selling point would be that's my favorite bourbon. That's just simple as that. American 1, I think, is it's 100% malted wheat is the mash bill on it.
Yeah.
It's 6 years old and it's extremely unique. It's very, very different from most things. I don't know if anybody's ever single barrel bottled 100% cast strength malted wheat ever.
I mean, they have. They have not?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. That's the thing. I don't know if anybody's ever done that. You know what I mean?
We had sampled a lot of people on it, and a lot of people liked it.
Yeah. Now, American is the love or hate one, though. American's going to be the most off-profile, something that you probably haven't had before.
It's a little boutique-y.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have. No.
I go cinnamon raisin bread with like a vanilla icing on the wheat, and then the rye 3 is better than rye 2. If you liked rye 2, rye 3 is better. Rye 3 drinks like a finished rye, like a wine finished rye.
I mean, we had it day 8 on Advent, and we both thought it was finished rye.
Yeah, if you want like a freaking quick what we thought it is, truly blind, because Brandon's an asshole, I would watch day 8 of Advent. Yeah,
real good though.
So
it's a lower proof than the first 2 ryes. It's 113, and the first 2 were 121.
Yeah. We're 119 and 121. Yeah. But
118, 121.
Needless to say.
Close enough.
Fucking mad, dude.
They're all good. Julie absolutely loved the wheat whiskey. Luke said he loved the American too.
Julie is like, I mean, we have some friends that like Scott was like, can I buy a case of the wheat whiskey?
There you go. Well, Luke said Corset's Whips and Whiskey is single distillation, 100% organic Michigan grown wheat and cast strength.
Not malted.
This is not malted wheat. You're correct.
Right.
And this is 100% malted wheat.
And it's also Journeyman uses 30-gallon barrels, not 53s.
For all their shit?
Yep. They were. All of the shit that was on the shelf was out of small barrels.
Fair. All right.
But yeah, so needless to say, I don't know that there's any. I don't know if there's anything like it.
Bourbon Junkies will buy me a new desk. I keep putting my foot in on the back stop of this one. It just keeps creaking. It was like $80 on Amazon. It's working great.
The screws came loose in this one. I gotta
have
her up.
More money in monitors than this desk is worth. Yeah.
Dramhound buddy, easily. I have a nicer desk than you, and me too. Yeah, and I have cheaper monitors than you. So. Dramhound, the Bukkake bottle was the honey toasted honey.
What?
He called it the Bukkake
that one.
bottle.
Yeah, the one that you put it all. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the previous forethought.
I forgot about that.
I mean,
I think I put that out of my memory.
You know, should we have just? I left that there with them. I don't know who took it, but I left it there. Should we have revisited that with the other 2 blends?
Straight up?
Yeah.
We can. I did accidentally. Because what had happened is I had ran out of the MGP. So I scaled all the numbers back and then forgot to scale the honey back. So it was close to 50-50. And I was like, I'm going to just dump it. I was like, I'm just going to drink it.
Right.
It's pretty good.
Was it?
Yeah. It feels like it's lacking. Like, I don't think it's better than the 2 blends that we made.
Okay.
Because those bridge the gap between the 2, front palate and late palate.
Yeah.
Like, we needed something to bridge those 2 flavor profiles together.
Yeah. When we were there,
we're going to have like 2 gallons of fucking honey whiskey by the time we're done with this fucking blend.
I know. That's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's going to be a huge problem, dude. Good news is we can recreate it.
Yeah.
honestly. But
yeah, we have another
to.
honey barrel. That's what I talked about. But I wanted to do a honey rye.
I think honey rye is the move. I really do.
Honey rye would be fun. We find a sweet rye, fill it all the way up. We find a barrel that we're okay with. Leave. You know what we could do?
Wait
whatever
till we
we
get the new barrel.
No, whatever we don't do, put into the big barrel. Top that barrel up.
Yeah, that's true because that doesn't have.
It's only like 10 gallons or so.
Yeah.
You know, if we have a 6 or 7 year rye, oh man, some of them have had high yield though.
A lot of those rye barrels were really full. I just realized
maybe
that
15 gallons we could throw in there.
Yeah.
But still, it wouldn't throw that blend off too much
and
just kind of give us more yield, honestly.
Right.
So we could do most of it into a honey barrel. These are how our conversations happen, by the way, everyone. We just do this nonstop. And then hopefully some of them will work out.
I think we're doing things correctly.
Why don't you do a maple rye? Because we don't have the maple barrel.
Ugh. Name a maple finished bourbon you loved.
Already once. Easy.
I mean, with all due respect, like
it was easy. Really?
With all due respect, it's too much maple for me personally. Like when we went on the Piccadilly one, everybody loved it. It's clearly a me problem. You know what I mean?
You know the fun thing is that I think that's maple wood, not maple syrup.
Oh, I bet. Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
Now that I think about that, Knob Creek, do they have the maple?
Yeah, they have the smoked maple.
Yeah.
I think it's flavored though.
Yeah, probably.
Nick said that the RD1 maple was not sweet like the other ones.
I think that's actually maple wood cubes that they're adding when I think about that.
Yes.
Whoops. Yeah. I have now pulled the rug on my own argument. You're welcome.
What did she say? Sean and Ryan like Dan L. Whoa. I didn't pick sides, Julie.
You tried sides for Dan.
Julie tried to get me to sell her an entire barrel of wheat whiskey is basically what happened.
Yes.
And I said I value my friendship with Dan as well, which just means I just can't sell you an entire barrel of it because I'd like to keep... listen, Julie can buy some, we can still be friends. And then Dan and I can still be friends. And that's in my scenario. In Julie's scenario, I can't have both friends. So, it's a whole thing. But
why is Ironfish doing everything that we've talked about tonight?
Ironfish has been doing maple finish for like 5-6 years.
Yeah. God damn. Okay. A maple barrel would be cool. Like a maple rye, I think would be cool. The same reason I think a honey rye would be cool.
Just not a maple guy, dude. It is 87 fucking degrees in here. I'm wearing a coat, which is
You're wearing a jacket.
Yeah, that's part of the problem.
Take the jacket off.
I'm literally sweating. Sweating.
Just take the jacket off.
Oh, we got 5 minutes left, and I gotta leave because I have to go. So
just take the jacket off.
Well, I'm gonna have to put it back on in 4 or 5 minutes. You know what I mean? It's not even fucking worth it.
All right.
Okay, I blended bourbon 2 and 3 together. Oh my gosh, this is the problem. We could have a barrel-proof bourbon right now if we had 3 more barrels.
Yeah, but all of our 20% is gone.
That's what I mean, though.
Oh, they smell really good together.
They smell fantastic together.
So project-wise, what do you want to do in the next 6 months? How about that?
I would like to fill all of our secondary barrels up.
Okay.
I would like to purchase those 52s.
Yep.
Hopefully. We're just hoping that this is an like we don't actually truly even know. We're just hoping. But anyways, I'd like to purchase some of these 52% rise. You said 6 months?
Yeah.
I would like to get some Amarana staves.
We're done. Sell the company.
And I would like to figure out it's not worth anything yet. And then I would like to truly what I would like to do is I would like to figure out a consistent source for new barrels.
Yeah.
So that we have a stream of things like you and I, like through a couple brokers, we'll always be able to find like these wine finish barrels or legacy fills barrels, stuff like that. I'd like to find like a better source that we have more control over with brand new barrels that aren't like $800 a barrel. So,
well,
the ones that are in there were not. Those ones were five or 500.
Are you talking new barrels though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those new barrels were like 500.
Okay. And that's from a company that no one's heard of though.
It's from a company nobody's heard of. The only problem with those barrels is they're seasoned for like 3 months. Yeah. That's it. I'd like to find I'd like to find a honestly, if it can be wave staves.
Yeah. That's ISC for people that don't know.
Throw it in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But those are not super cheap.
I don't know yet. I think I found wave staves for $600 or $800, but I was hoping I could get them direct from ISC.
Okay. So that's
instead of this is not from ISC.
Yeah, I figured out.
Dude, actually, if it's I might just buy some of these. They're cheaper than the other new barrels we bought.
Send it. Buy like 5 of them. Fuck it.
They got a 12-week lead time on them.
Buy like 5.
I mean, who gives a shit about 12 weeks though?
We have time.
I bet these aren't. Man, I'm gonna have to get a hold of
them.
So
all of our finishing barrels, by the way, have to stay in the distillery side, so it can stay warm.
Oh yeah.
Because we need these to come up in age faster. So we just keep losing square footage at this point in time. But we can get it going.
We're out of square footage. Dustin, this is untrue. I'd like you to know. Listen, Sean's allowed to pursue the projects he's in love with as well as I am. Yeah. I don't like honey shit almost at all.
I already told Dan when, where were we when you bought those?
We were on an airplane in the sky over the Grand Canyon.
Yeah. And you said, I bought you a present. Mm-hmm. And I said, oh, you trying to fuck tonight? When he told me what they were.
Yeah, that's true.
And I was like, oh, dude, like that is one of the things that I really, really wanted.
Yeah.
I'd love to do some more double barreled, like the ISC barrels. I honestly do believe the wave stave stuff would be fun.
Magic.
Yeah.
I think it's magic.
I'd like to get some rye in there. I'd like to get some bourbons in there. We can do some cool stuff in those barrels.
Yeah.
But that is going to be the fastest way I think we get some of our whiskey to market. Is finishing projects right now.
Yeah. Well, so here's
and we're just waiting on some of our stuff coming up in age.
This is what happened. This is the downside and the bummer. The bummer is what happened was we bought these MGP barrels from a broker. And when we bought these brokered barrels, we didn't know, we knew they were coming from a vineyard. Starlight's a fucking vineyard, as far as I'm concerned.
They also have a rick house.
Right.
Yeah.
So we didn't know that the Hubers, whatever, but it is all one thing. So anyways, we bought these barrels of MGP and they got there and we drank them. We're like, they all taste like corn and peanuts. Like what the fuck happened? They're all 21% rye, and they all taste really young. And we found out later that they're all cellar aged at the vineyard. They've been in a cellar. The barrels look
6 years. We'll have cellar aged MGP.
Yeah, instead of makers, it's 21% rye. Mm-hmm. But so, anyways, they taste like they're 3, and they literally turned 6 in November. So, we've been finishing them into other stuff. Well, we found through the finishing projects actually that what's happening is like in a really short period of time, we can there's a profile implemented into these barrels that we actually really enjoy.
Yeah,
and they're usable for blends. I honestly think that some of these they could be single barrels at some point.
The MGP backbone still exists in them. They just need a little bit of help to get to where they should be, because we're going to have the same problem, I think, with some of our whiskey, especially the 1 year stuff that we have right now. We're going to see it falling behind what we think it should be at 4 years because of how long and how cold our winter is. It's going to be something a little different. But when we have really, really cool spring days that go from 65 in like at peak down to 30, you're going to have crazy interaction. And then after that, you'll have swings from 70 down to 40. Same deal. Like, we're going to be working the whiskey a lot in those days. And I just want to drive to the distillery, open up the doors, throw a fan in there, and just work around some air and let things happen.
And I do think, like, the more places we go, I don't know, like, this is a down the road thing, but it is like when we go to Buffalo Trace and find out that they're insulating buildings. This is something you talked about initially. Like, you were like, we should insulate this building. And listen, different people have different takes on this, because we talked to Justin. Justin was like, I wouldn't. Now that being said, if time is a concern, we have to do something, right? Because what we're spending a lot of our money on is contract distillation for the future. Yes. So we're sinking a large investment, like I would say majority investment, into the future of the distillery rather than into today or tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So the problem is time is, some would say, of the essence. That is off the top too, dude. That's like I basically Eminem. But
I'm proud of you.
But because of that, we're sourcing in the meantime. Now, I don't actually think that Sean and I ever plan on, I don't think we've even ever discussed not sourcing anything. I think even when our contract distillation is of age, it's still fun to have different projects.
Yeah.
This 100% malted wheat whiskey was just a wild ass thing. It was like, we have to have some.
You know, gotta keep that in the envelope. I think we always keep some of that on hand. It's too cool to work with. I think a little bit goes a very far way in a blend. And when you find barrels like American One, they're just awesome.
Sure. But on the top of that, what I think we could do even right now in the meantime, especially, this would be much harder as we scale up and grow, but right now, like, some of those barrels have actually been cooled for quite a while. We could bring them in for 2 or 3 days, 4 days, whatever, and then take them back out. And we could implement heat cycling or temperature swings for the barrels. I turned off the heat and the operation side one night. It got down to like 50 in there. And then we took it back up to like 70 the next day or whatever. So we can implement those. Those just cost us money at this point, is opening the door, leaving heats on, stuff like that. But I don't know. I think we have options. And I think the fun part will truly be, as we get more organized and a little bit farther down the road, I think we can start fun experiments where these 4 barrels stayed in the barrel house for 5 years. These 4 barrels stayed in operations for 5 years. These barrels stayed in Sagamore or in Maryland for 4 years. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So, I don't know. I think what's really great about this is because Sean and I have very different thought processes and different ways to, like, even the same end goal. We think about things differently. So, like, he's like, maybe we should do this. And I'm like, maybe we should do this. And because of the way that this is currently set up and the way that we have set up the distillery, we can just do those fucking things. Like, as long as we have the money to do those and we have the time to commit to those projects, we can just do them. So that's why I think this is so much fun. I think that's why it's so fulfilling, is like, there's an end product, right? There's like a bottle with a label on it that we can sell legally, which is super cool. But like, sometimes it's like Sean wants to do a honey project, then I want to do like this toasted Tony port ruby blend finish thing, like Monster. So it's just one of those things. I don't know. I think we'll release stuff we love, I think, is how this is going to come out, truly.
Yeah. It'll be a bunch of passion projects over and over again.
Yeah. I really, honestly, for real, when we were just at Buffalo Trace last week, we didn't talk about our trip at all, and I got to go. But when we were at Buffalo Trace last week,
we got more weeks.
And like, every time you've heard this quote 1,000 times. I've heard it 1,000 times. We've seen it on every Pappy Van Winkle poster ever made. But the Pappy Van Winkle quote where he says, we'll make great whiskey and we'll sell it at a profit if we can. We'll sell it at a loss if we must. But all in all, we'll make great whiskey. And it's like, that mentality is fucking lost. That mentality is gone, and it's not in the industry anymore for the most part.
Well, current pricing would show that, yeah.
Right. And so now, as we eat a loss on we're not eating a loss. As we eat small profit margins compared to other places doing similar things.
Yeah.
We're setting ourselves up with contract distillation for the next lots of years. So as long as we can continue to set ourselves up for the future, I do believe that the whiskey market hits this glut, and I do believe barrel prices come down. Our contract distillation will forever be cheaper than sourced and brokered barrels. So I think we're setting ourselves up for a very long, beautiful run. Once our stuff gets old enough, I think we're fucking moving. Like, our profit margins go up. We order more labels, profit margins go up. We order more glass, profit. As we scale, we make more money. And it's fucking, this took 2 years for us to set it up this way. I do believe truly that in 5 years we will have set it up the correct way, which is fucking awesome. And then we still get to do the fuck we want. We get to have all the projects we want to have. Sean wants to do this one thing over here. He does it. I want to do this other thing. I do it. You know, sometimes with this honey blend was like a perfect example. I'm like, dude, we got to try an MGP. Sean's like, no, we got to try another 35. We try them. And then I liked Sean's and Sean liked mine. Like, it's like, what the fuck, man? It's, you know, it's fantastic. So I don't know, man. It's just,
I don't know. We got a lot of fun coming down the road. So hopefully people are still entertained by whiskey in the next coming years and they want to drink some cool fucking shit.
Yeah. And if not, we'll figure that out. Figure that out. Yeah, let's be honest. We were at Buffalo Trace. They said Pappy was sourced from Buffalo Trace, which I don't want to hear shit from anybody ever again on sourcing, dude. Ever. Yeah. But needless to say,
I don't know. I think we just keep banging out some really cool projects and giving people cool shit to drink. Like that's all I want to do. We're consumers. We want cool things to drink. I hope people want to drink the stuff that we're putting together. That's it.
Yep. 100%. If we put it out and it has a label on it that doesn't say we fucked up, one of us like it. That's how this system works.
Well, okay. I'll put it this way, and then we can wrap it up. When we smashed just the toasted and just the honey together, it was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And then we both thought about it and we're like, I'm not 100% in love with it. We should play with it more. And it's been another week since we've done that.
Yeah.
We keep changing it a little bit and we just wanted to get it to be like really fucking cool.
We really want it to be exactly, we just want it to be exactly what we want it to be.
Yeah.
It's just that. And
I really hope we don't ever lose that. And I think we get to check each other if we ever had that moment of like, fuck it. Like just bottle it. Who cares?
Right. Yeah.
Like, cause that's how we started. We were consumers first.
Yeah.
And I always want to put forward something that I would drink.
Same.
That's it.
Yeah. Listen, if I mean, when you start like an NDP or a distillery or any of these things, you just like get to drink your own whiskey and it's pretty fucking cool.
Dan loves this idea.
It's pretty cool. It's great. Sean and I'll never forget the first time we were at Barrel King because I left it in the video intentionally. We pull a sample out of one of our barrels and we both really liked it. And when we both really liked it, both of us had drank it or I had drank it. And I walk over and I was like, man, I'd like more of that. And I was like, fuck, there are barrels. Like we can have more of that if we want right now. It's really cool. So I
remember opening bottles or barrels at Virtue and being like, do you guys want some? I know the owner, he's okay with it.
yeah. It's great. But Jared did say while we were out there, he goes, listen, it does not normally happen this way. Like you guys brought 7 barrels here. We liked at least 4 to 5 of them.
Yeah.
And then our MGP comes, the Barton comes, we buy all this shit and we're like, no, it does enough. It never does. So that never happens like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Come to find out. But
yeah, the port bottles were guided
miracles
in other ways. Thankfully they worked out.
Yeah, they're miracle babies, but
we'd have been buying barrels from Jared to make it work out.
That was
plan J, I think, at that point in time. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Jared
he was like, "Hey man,
spending weeks
you guys,
on the phone with Jared trying to figure out backup plans just in case."
He was like, "Hey man, you guys send all these barrels, they don't work out. I've got barrels I think will work out for you guys." And we're like, "Fucking Christ, man! Thank you so much."
Yeah, but then it was like, listen, as a backup plan, we wanted something for Pours in the Park.
Yeah,
as a perfect case scenario, a good case scenario, great case scenario. We want our stuff for Pours in the Park. You know what I mean? Even if it's MGP that we purchased, it's just it's just something like we went after and sought out, and and it worked out that way, which is awesome. But
Garrett said, "Virtue is my Disney World."
That's fair, dude.
It was good to see you the other night.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite. I was over there with Holden today, and we were like walking around, and he was just like, Holden loves it so much. He likes going through everything, and it's just like. Yeah. He's truly intrigued and interested in the whole thing, all of it. I pulled the bung on the tawny port because he wanted to smell it because the barrel's just gigantic, and he's like, "What is that?" And so I pulled the bung on the tawny port, and he's like, "Whoa, why does that smell so much different than all?" And it was like, this is so cool to share, and I don't know, it's the most fulfilling. The NDP, the distillery, the whatever people want to call it. this is the most fulfilling thing that I like as a job, business, anything like that. This is it. This is my favorite thing we've ever done. So, but
yeah,
we want. What did he say? Greg said something here.
It'd be weird if I said anything else other than like working for myself and creating this really, really cool thing. Being like, yeah, man, that time that I worked for someone else and I did this cool thing.
Yeah. If you want to gouge prices, you'll still make money not as long. True. Good revenue for 2 years doesn't beat great or good revenue for 30. That's very true. What did he say at the bottom here? I'm catching up on the.
I was almost on a patent once.
Tyler, yeah, I remember that. You were super excited when you weren't.
They get fucked out of it? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Maybe I did.
Good old.
It's fine.
Lesher.
Schmau.
What's up, buddy? When I get asked what my favorite bourbon is, I love to answer virtue. It's fun telling the story behind it.
Yeah.
Y'all are one of the reasons I started getting into whiskey. Thank you, man. That's really kind. That's a kind message in a super chat, man. Thank you so much. Listen, I know this took a long time. Took longer than both of us expected. Took longer than all that.
Well, I think it was also like hopeful optimism that we thought the timeline would be a little different.
Yeah, for sure. So some of it is optimism, and then like truly a lot of it is like, oh, there's another roadblock. Oh, there's more red tape.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another government agency that needs to have their hands in a fucking pot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know. This is what is this? It'd be cool for there to be a virtue to try shit 1 year single bro. So this is the plan. Listen, I am truly excited, and I want
next year.
I don't want to do it forever. I will be excited though to go to like an event and have like our own booth somewhere.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to do that. I don't want to travel every day for the rest of my life. That's the part I don't want to do. It would be really cool to go to a whiskey festival or a bourbon festival that's not us, not ours, and bring our stuff and have it. That would be really fucking cool. So, but yeah. All right, I gotta go.
I'm gonna let you get out of here.
Yep, I gotta go.
Go and get.
All right. Are you saying
you guys so much? No, I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Gabby's already sitting on the stairs yelling at me.
All right. Love you guys.
Yeah.
We will talk to every day for Advent right now. So cheers.
Later.